there's a certain rejuvenation. There's a certain welling up of energy that you get when you're bulking and you have a massive meal, take an hour nap afterward. Or no, maybe 30 minutes or so. I'm not going to eat a crazy meal within about an hour of training. I mean, it just kind of sucks. Like, it can be done, but when it comes to the pre-workout meal timing, I might even say probably about 2 hours is the sweet spot. If it's like actually a lot of food, if you're just eating a little, it might not mess with you so much. But after a massive meal, tons of fucking water to the point where I really feel like if you had a full stomach, waking up after a little couch nap, I'm ready. I'm ready to throw some legs around. And not only that, I'm ready to pump them up to a degree which may frighten some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. But same freaking anytime fitness. So legs is gonna look reasonably predictable, I believe. So hamstrings easy enough. Hamstring curls on the seated machine. Probably some Smith machine RDLs. There might be room for a couple variations. I'll have to kind of see what's around. But I usually like the laying hamstring curl, or no, the seated one at this gym. So I should sit there and really smack my hamstrings around. And then quads will have to see. Quads will have to see. I didn't do much heavy pressing after on the last leg day. That was just because my left knee was kind of tender. I think from not barbell squatting for a little while, and then jumping right into 5 plates 2 leg days ago. But I think today we should be all right. So we should see some reasonably nasty sets. Smith machine squat, potentially barbell squat, but definitely machine leg press, probably supersetted with some leg extensions beforehand, kind of as acting as like a pre-exhaustion, which if you've never done, you're missing out. Because there is something about sitting on the leg extension, even just lightweight, squeezing reps, 15, 20 or so. It doesn't even have to be the complete, like, total failure. And then jumping up onto the leg press and trying to burn out with the stack, or even just doing kind of sissy squat sort of stuff. I would hmm, I would like to think that the percentage of lifters that are doing legs on a more consistent basis is growing, but I think that might be a statistic that's not going to change. So really, all I can do is hope that as new lifters enter the realm, and as more seasoned lifters get a little bit more open to new ideas, that leg training will eventually receive the same respect as chest, arms, and shoulders. The bench press, I don't think the bench press is ever going to lose the title as being pretty much the lift. The most well known, the most referenced, kind of the most fucking prestigious, man. I mean, nobody's going to ask you how much do you squat, bro? I don't think we're ever going to see a change. That's so, or what's the word there? That dynamic. The magnetic poles, they're not going to flip a complete 180, but get some hype for the squats, man. I remember watching, like, I mean, I was there. I, I was there. Let me tell you, I wasn't squatting this whole time or doing a lot of crazy heavy pressing. I'm really kind of getting into it. Well, not now. I've kind of been into it for years at this point. But what really got me into doing a lot more actually heavy shit and squatting primarily was watching a bunch of Clarence Kennedy videos. I mean, talk about a fucking beast. Ass to grass, multiple, multiple hundred. I'm talking 500, 600 pounds for reps. Absolute grinder. And I think that's what you should kind of look for when you're watching videos of guys, at least if you want to like watch somebody not just for pure entertainment, but well, a little bit for entertainment. Kind of a kind of a in-between state between watching somebody just for entertainment, but also for a little bit of a role model kind of way. Because watching guys who seriously go nuts on the squats, that gets me excited. Every time I see a fucking clip on TikTok of somebody doing, like, I'll still like it with the 1 rep maxes, not as much my thing. I'm gonna be much more excited watching like a 10 rep actual set of squats to failure. Like the guy has to rack in the safeties. Like when I see shit like that, regardless of the fucking, you know, size of the account. I mean, if I see 4 plates moving for more than 6 reps, this guy knows what he's doing. This guy's got something going on. So what I'm trying to say there, I think squats need to resurface and get the respect that they deserve. So I think no more chatting. Let's just get started. Nothing crazy. Moderate weight. Reasonably slow and controlled. This what I'm kind of imagining for this set is not necessarily trying to obliterate my hamstrings to bits by throwing around as much weight as possible. Partially because I don't love this machine. If for whatever reason this really clicked with me, then yeah, I'd be like, oh, just bust out reps if everything kind of felt right. But light squeezing, slow controlled, hold it for like a full fucking second. This would be a good opener. And go from there. Actually, Discover Weekly. Spotify's been slacking. A little heavier. No. All right, a few more just like that. I'm starting to, I feel like I'm having a mental shift, because historically, it's always made sense in my mind to think, okay, I'm trying to stimulate my hamstrings or whatever. I should hit them hard, I should hit them heavy, and I should do the reps reasonably as quick as I can, because that means I'm exerting the most force on that weight. But triceps is really kind of making me think, because I mean, the last, I don't know, 2-3 weeks of triceps at least, I've been doing a lot of like slow controlled squeezing with the rope or like cross body single arm extensions, and a slow controlled set, squeezing as hard as I can at the top, slow stretch. I can kind of fucking feel every kind of fiber opening up, and I mean, it just resulted in nasty pumps. So again, I don't think I was training completely wrong before, and I'm training completely right now. But I do want to make sure I'm changing it up lift by lift to make sure I'm kind of within the realm of gains stimulating styles, if you kind of catch my logic there. And if I start to notice a trend, like if I'm making better gains or if I start making worse gains, then I'll go back to what I know it works, or stick to what I now know is resulting in fucking gains. But keep an open mind. Don't catch yourself doing one style only. I think two more like that. And either switch to single leg or get some RDLs going over there. Okay. This one I'll change up a little bit. Instead of doing a big hold at the bottom, I'll kind of hold the stretch position at the top. Reasonably quick rep, hold the stretch. Try to do it like that. Oh, yeah. Holy crap. Ooh. Oh. I don't know if my hamstrings have ever burned that much. Jesus. And only half the stack, too. But let's change it up. Let's get some RDLs going. Oh. Holy crap. Whew. All right. That's enough of those. I think maybe one more set of seated curls, but I might actually just move on to quads. Let me see how my hamstrings feel in a couple minutes. One more. Same style as the last one. Hold the stretch, and then probably do some kind of nastier quick reps just to finish. Because I'm a little torn, and I'll tell you why. Because I like these light squeezing sets. They're very slow, controlled, everything else. It's just like, it's so consistent with the amount of like pump I kind of get. But I also like the feeling after doing a set of like really really fast, like nasty reps. Because that also gets me going, fucking pump wise, fatigue wise, everything else. So I still like kind of an even mix. So this right here will be a fucking kind of chimera set. Slow, controlled in the beginning, build up a reasonable amount of fatigue, no swinging, no nothing. And then once I'm like, okay, I can't really get much meaningful range of motion, then I'll start to add some body language and burn out with a couple extra reps at the end. Goodness. All right, hamstrings cooked. Let's shift gears. Start with some leg extensions and go from there. Okay. Here's the plan. Here's the plan. And this has been my opening sets for quads for, I mean, really the last few months. And it's because it just ends up being a nice starter for me, you know? I would never want to start legs or quads specifically. Well, I mean, I used to, but now I kind of have kind of a little bit of a realization. I don't want to start with just crazy heavy squats right in the beginning. I'm not warm. And I've kind of noticed it feels so much better to do pressing movements, you know, squats, machine leg press, fucking single leg, whatever. Doing that once you've already got at least a semi pumped state in your quads, it just feels way better. Plus, this acts as a perfect warm up. If I were to try to go on the squat rack and jump straight from nothing to however many plates, I'm going to sit there for a fucking while. And I'm probably going to end up doing the leg extension anyway, just as like a warm up kind of movement. So, kind of combining the two, I've ended up kind of liking. So, not too crazy with the weight, only half the stack. Actually, yeah, exactly half. So, this is going to be single leg alternating. 5 one side, 5 the other. I'm going to try to make them reasonably controlled so that I'm actually actively like flexing at the top and not just moving the weight around, because you can completely change the, I don't want to say for sure efficacy, but I can definitely say the fucking burning sensation and what I would consider the effort and difficulty of the reps with just minute changes. Somebody could sit in the leg extension and just fucking pump out rep after rep after rep. And if they throw the weight enough, you can kind of ride the momentum up to the top, take the tension off. It acts as a little bit of a break. You know, that would be like, that'd be doing like push downs moderately heavy and just like yanking it and then throwing the weight. I mean, just moving it around, yeah, whatever. But if you be a little bit more methodical and at the top get a little extra oomph, as if you're trying to hyperextend your shin, that's a nice feeling. Well, in the context of making it a good set, it's actually kind of an uncomfortable fucking burning feeling, but that's kind of the logic when we're in here. It's like that episode of Rick and Morty when they go to hell and like, whatever. Let's get started. Let's get started. I'm going off the rails. One more. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. That was decent. Let's do one more like that and then move on. I kind of want to make sure my quads are nice and pre-exhausted so I don't have to use too much weight in the coming pressing. Okay, let's switch to a double leg kind of drop set. Okay. Holy crap. Oh, man. Oh. On a scrappier day, my quads only get this pumped, and they're already fucking destroyed after 3 sets. Let's move on. Well, we'll find that together. I'm not sure what kind of pressing I want to do next. All right, let's keep it relatively chill. 4 plates. Well, I guess that's all there is to say. Okay. Oh man. Let's do one more like that. I'm even trying to make these slow descent. Not really a hold at the bottom, but a bit more controlled. Kind of sort of like I'm accruing damage throughout the set slowly, rather than just trying to like I never cannonball my reps with squats. That's crazy. But going extra slow, especially on something like a Smith machine where you don't have to worry about your balance, I like this a lot. Oh. Oh. Those leg extensions took more out of me than I fucking expected. I think let's go finish with the other side of the gym, some machine leg press, some sissy squats, and that'll be the end of it. All right. Let's make this nasty. So, pre-exhaust with leg extensions, light, squeezing, holding both legs at once, then jump onto the leg press, full stack, full everything, and then really burn out. As well as trying to overcome these fucking hiccups. God damn it. Okay. I'll rest me in my fucking strength. I think I might actually just finish with leg extensions. Oh, let's find out. Yeah, let's just get one more kind of burnout sort of squeezing set. And I think that'll be the end of it. I wonder if I did too much doing those 3 sets of leg extensions before the pressing. Either way, quads are totally wrecked. And after this, well, we'll see. We don't even have to talk about it. We'll see just how pumped they are. Okay, that's good. Ugh. All right. Let's see how legs are looking. Okay, right about here looks pretty fucking decent. Pose down lighting wise. So hamstrings wrecked as usual. Quads slightly less pressing than usual, but more pre-exhausting leg extensions before that pressing. So I think it all fucking balances out. Let's drop the drawers and see just how swollen they are. But I'm not joking. I kind of felt like quads were fully pumped even just after that third set of leg extensions, which leads me to believe I am very well fed and hydrated. Because the more carbs and water you've got in your system, and I don't mean like holding on to water, like looking watery, I mean like intramuscular, electrolyte ridden, like you're well hydrated. The more of that you got floating around, the more pumped you will be. And the easier that pump will come. So let's see how today's preparation resulted combined with that training. I don't have an exact picture, but these shorts used to be like legitimately baggy on me back when I was a bit younger. So it's kind of funny. That's why I don't really love, at least if you have clothes that you like, don't just trash them. I mean, it depends if it's like like some shirt with a bunch of logos on it or something, but like reasonably oversized baggy clothes. I mean, I've got shirts which I was wearing when they totally didn't fit me at the time, but like early fucking pump covers from when I was a year two lifter, which I still wear now because I kind of grew into them. Now, I'll admit, I may have looked a little silly as a 160 pounder wearing like a 2 or a 3XL, but it's extra fun to be able to fucking, look back at a picture of me wearing like a, you know, big ass fucking baggy shirt and having it just fucking fit me. Yeah, damn. So, one thing which I'm not sure you're totally aware of when you're pumped up, especially with, I feel, legs and triceps, it takes away from some of your actual, like, kind of separation because there's all sorts of muscles in here. And when I'm totally flat, and especially when I'm lean, like, more dieted sort of weight, you can see all sorts of separations and striations. But when your legs are fully pumped up, it kind of goes away and you're sort of just looking at the overall mass of what you've got going on. But I am A-O fucking K with that. So let's bust out one of these bad boys. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's put the pants back on, get in the car, and fucking scram. Another leg day, another leg quad hamstring pump has been placed underneath the belt. Now, in the grand scheme of things, gains wise, it's just another drop in the bucket. But if you've ever had to deal with a leak, if you've ever had a leak coming out of your ceiling, out of wherever else, if you've ever seen what I'm thinking about right now, guess what, man? That bucket is gonna fill up eventually, and it might not look like it. You might not see it overflowing every fucking few minutes, but eventually, it's gonna happen, and that's where I like lifting. I like this whole kind of process of bodybuilding and gaining muscle because it's not something that you can just kind of fake. You know, you can tell when somebody's been working out for a certain amount of years and they have a certain amount of skill and like experience in the field because the results really kind of do speak for themselves. So there's no way to get around it. If you want to become somebody like that, if you want to be experienced, if you want to fucking kind of have that look, and I don't even think just have that look, but just be that guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to make gains. He knows how to go hard. He's gets to exert himself every day, which has its own benefits beyond gains. I mean, it just fucking feels good. I mean, neurologically, I think my brain is doing pretty good right now after having done a reasonably hard fucking workout. It's almost like, I'm not one to live by the ancestral tenets, but I may as well have just done a simulated hunt I just had some fucking muscular activation, some reasonable physical effort. It's nice. Very. Oh, am I in the wrong lane? Yes. There we go. But it's nice. It's really nice to have something during your day which you can go hard on. It doesn't have to be the gym. Over time, having a reasonable amount of weight-based exposure is really good for you. Keep your strength. It's a small percentage, but I see the analytics. There's a reasonable portion of viewers that are fucking in the 60 plus range. It's important, man. Once you get older, you got to maintain a certain amount of muscle mass, keep your metabolism up, keep moving around, stay active. I mean, move it or fucking lose it. But even on just a kind of more short-term scale for us on the younger side of things, it just feels nice to be active, man. So even if I wasn't working out, if for whatever reason, let's say I got a freaking message from a higher power, Sam, you've got too much muscle in your frame, you need to lose it. And I actually like took the message. I don't know. I'd still be in shape. I'd just be doing other stuff. So whether or not that's actually going to happen, I don't think so. But I'm sure you know somebody in your gym who's been going hard and has been going hard for a long time. And odds are that guy's fucking having fun. After this lift today, I got to hang out with a couple of characters of that gym. They were all buddies because they kind of worked together at the same nutrition store, I think. But it's just fucking fun, man. There's something, and I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't know. If you're, um, if you're not like a lifting nut, you might not get what I'm saying. But if you're into anything, like pretty seriously, then there's something nice about kind of being around guys that are like-minded because they get what you're talking about. If I'm in a room with the non-lifters, I feel like I'm almost out of my element. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to say? It's like, oh yeah, how was da, 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 da. It's you if you're a golfer and you fucking if you go to the range or you go to the club or you go somewhere kind of fancy like that, it's just nice talking to people who are into the same stuff that you are. If you and it's not even about the fitness side of things and like being in shape. That's just something which is nice regardless of being in any kind of hobby which has a reasonable amount of social fucking exposure because you get to be in kind of a part of a community. Like if you're a fucking car guy, you got your shit box floored and cambered and you drive to car meets, dude, you get to fucking talk to what, 50, 60 dudes who are all into the same stuff as you are. And they're like, yeah, man, fucking the boost delay on this turbo is insane. Or just randomness. Like that kind of stuff is fun. So apart from the fact that I think everybody should be putting in a reasonable amount of effort into their fitness side of things, not only for your actual physical sake, but it also makes you feel pretty good too. But I think everybody needs something which you get to talk to other people about. It's good to have that kind of social hour. I'm sure when you were younger, it's a little bit easier because we kind of put our well, you don't really put yourself, but you kind of get put into certain groups. Everybody loves recess. Everybody loves going to certain clubs and everything else with guys that are doing the same sort of thing that you are. Even if it's not a team event, I mean, parallel play is pretty fucking fun. If I'm in the gym going hard and I look to my right and my left and there's two other dudes doing the same thing, that kind of gets me fucking going, man. But it's good to have stuff like that. So if you can tell, I mean, things are about to get a little bit busier. We're not really going to be outside as much just because, winter's coming up. And I'm a little early. I mean, it's still going to be pretty hot for a while, but we're coming up on the closing end of the fucking year. Things are going to get a little bit gloomy with all the bad weather. I guess if you're more so on the south side of the states or in a really warmer kind of climate, you wouldn't really understand this. But if it gets when it gets cold and fucking gloomy and gray out, man, it's not good for you physically. Just because you're not gonna get your vitamin D exposure. You're fucking cold. So make sure you have a little bit of fun. Make sure you get Make sure you chat with all your boys and everything else. Don't get too isolated. That's the last thing anybody fucking wants. Even though for a good chunk of you, that may be the case. Just because you're gonna be extra busy with school and whatever sports you're doing if they're coming in season. Make sure you leave a little bit of time at least for some leisure, because all work and no play makes makes a bad mix. I don't remember the actual name of that kid, but gonna go home and slam some Chipotle, drink at least another liter of water with some electrolytes added, and get myself a good night's rest before chest tomorrow. And if the chest pump is anything like today's leg pump, then I am in for a fucking treat. But every fucking lift is a fucking treat. So I'll see you then.